Did you know one of the largest failures in American criminal justice wasn't caused by a brilliant killer, but by lies that police chose to believe? This is the story behind the confession killer. At the center of it all was a man named Henry Lee Lucas. Lucas grew up in extreme poverty and abuse. His childhood was violent, unstable, and deeply neglectful. By adulthood, he was homeless, mentally impaired, and desperate for attention, food, and basic comfort. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Lucas was arrested for murder. That should have been the end of the story. Instead, it was only the beginning. While in custody, Lucas began confessing, not to one crime, but to hundreds. He claimed he had killed people in nearly every U.S. state. Men, women, children, entire families. The numbers kept growing. Law enforcement listened and believed him. Despite impossible timelines, despite lack of physical evidence, despite proof that Lucas was in custody or miles away during many of the alleged murders, investigators fed him details, corrected his mistakes, rewarded his cooperation with fast food, milkshakes, cigarettes, and better living conditions. The more he confessed, the more he was treated like a celebrity witness to evil. Police departments across the country closed cold cases based solely on his words. Families were told their loved ones' murders were solved. Justice was declared without truth. In reality, Lucas was fabricating most of his confessions. He later admitted he lied because it made life easier in prison, because people listened to him, because he was finally important. Years later, journalists and investigators began re-examining the cases. They uncovered a horrifying reality. Henry Lee Lucas could not have committed the vast majority of the murders he claimed. Some victims were killed after Lucas was already incarcerated. Others died in states he never visited. Entire timelines collapsed under scrutiny. What remained wasn't the story of a super killer. It was the story of systemic failure. A justice system that preferred easy answers over hard truths. Law enforcement willing to trade evidence for confessions. And hundreds of families left with false closure. Lucas died in prison in 2001. But the damage he helped expose still lingers. The confession killer isn't about how many people one man killed. It's about how many times the truth was ignored because it was inconvenient. This wasn't the story of a mastermind killer. It was the story of how badly the system wanted answers, even if they were lies. This is Dark Case Vault. Like and subscribe for more chilling true stories.